Hey guys, Chris with PhoneArena here, and I've gotta say that we're off to a pretty good start with 2014, and nothing says so as much as the many brand new flagships coming out from the various mainstream manufacturers. Sony, along with LG, have been both pushing out some truly amazing devices in a pretty quick succession this past year and a half, and while market response for those has been kind of disappointing, it hardly means that these are inferior products. Sony's new Xperia Z2 and LG's minty-fresh G Pro 2 are two devices that are sure to excite a great number of people, at least enough for them to consider them both. Luckily for those people, we had the chance to handle both of these during the MWC 2014, and we'll be sharing our first impressions of the two handsets in this video. Starting with the design, we have two greatly built smartphones in the Xperia Z2 and the G Pro 2, but the engineering teams behind them have taken a rather different approach, both in design and the use of materials. The Xperia Z2 isn't much of a design evolution over its predecessor at all, and it keeps its cold industrial looks. The rectangular form factor gives it a deviant look when around competing phones, and that feeling is actually reinforced by the choice of materials, which are plastic and glass. In comparison, LG has gone down the well-beaten path with a design that builds upon previous ones, and we like what we're treated to. The body is made of plastic pretty much entirely, but it doesn't feel cheap, and the mesh textured back reinforces that notion. Both the Xperia Z2 and the G Pro 2 come packing two gorgeous displays. The Z2's smaller 5.2-inch display has gone through some noteworthy changes on paper, and not just in terms of size. The 1080p pixel resolution screen is of the IPS LCD type, which is something of a milestone with Sony. But the 5.9-inch display on the G Pro 2 is definitely the more captivating, if only because of its sheer size advantage. It's actually less detailed since the resolution of 1080p works out to a lower pixel density, but we were nevertheless pretty happy with what we saw. There is, once again, a stark difference between the approaches taken by Sony and LG in terms of the interface. Both have a custom UI built on top of Android 4.4 KitKat, but Sony's take strikes us as the more balanced and visually attractive of the two. In comparison, LG's software looks kind of cartoonish and a little bit unrefined, even though it's more feature-filled. The Sony interface, in comparison, is just sleeker and attractively minimal. Both phones come with 3GB of RAM, but the Sony Xperia Z2 scores a win in the processor department. The Z2 comes with a quad-core Snapdragon 801, which has seen some noteworthy improvements in comparison to the Snapdragon 800 chip on the LG G Pro 2. In numbers, those work out to a 14% boost in processor speed and a 28% hike in the graphics department. If you were to speculate, we'd say that the cameras on the Xperia Z2 and the G Pro 2 will be neck and neck. The 20-megapixel unit on the Z2 still sounds quite massive, especially after the improvements it went through on the software side. These include the addition of support for 4K video capture, 120 FPS mode for slow-mos, and stuff like background defocus, which let you get some artsy results. The feature works by taking several snaps with different focus settings, and those are then merged to create a bokeh effect. But you know what? The G Pro 2 actually has the exact same feature, and its optically stabilized 30-megapixel unit looks about as equally amazing. It also does 4K video and 120 FPS shooting, and we also have new goodies like natural flash, which helps tone down the coldness in photos taken with the flash on. And that's that, folks, at least for now. We actually expect both devices to receive favorable market response, and while Sony's faithful followership will surely make a dent with Xperia Z2 purchases, we're kind of interested to see how the LG G Pro 2 will do. That's because Asian markets, where the G Pro will surely be sold, go bananas when they catch a whiff of an elegant device in a larger form factor. And as far as our standoff in particular goes, we've got to admit that Sony's new torchbearer definitely wins on paper, thanks to its more impressive sounding camera and newer processor. As always, however, we ain't calling this until we get our hands on final retail units, and surely not before we have them jump through a great many hoops. Thank you very much for watching. This was Chris with PhoneArena. Check out our website at phonearena.com for more content like this.